What's going on, guys? It's been a while. Hope you guys are doing well. We're doing good here. Let's show you guys what we got tonight. All right, so tonight we got a fairly large project in the shop, so I've cleared everything out of my way. I'm gonna bring in the sawhorses and set a frame on top of it. And this frame, we actually need to cut it and shorten it. So I'll go ahead, hop on the forklift, get the sawhorses, bring them in, and then bring the frame in, set it on the sawhorses, and I'll show you guys what we got. Like I said, apologize, it's been a while. It's been busy, but we're doing pretty good here. All right, so here's what we got. This frame holds a small Conex. These might look familiar. These are the blocks that actually mate up to the Conex couplers that I welded up for a friend of mine. The Conex trailer that I built, this is what those couplers made up to. So there's actually a small cube that sits on this. And what the customer needs is they need 2 feet cut out. You can see they left me some marks, so they want it cut here and here. And then I need to pull that piece out, slam it together, and weld it back up. This is actually a fairly common thing that you have to deal with in fabrication, so I thought it would be a good one to show how I like to do it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a measurement from this support to here on both sides, and then I will deduct 24 inches, and that will give me an exact. So then I'll know exactly where I need to be from here to there. When you cut stuff like this with a torch, chances are it's not going to be perfect. So you need to make sure you give yourself some sort of a reference point to go off of. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll go ahead and get set up. I'm going to grab a tape, pull my measurements, and then I'm going to grab a square, start marking my marks all the way around the tube here with some soapstone. We'll go ahead and cut what we can from the top, and then we'll have to roll it with the crane. We'll cut the bottom. We'll catch this end with the crane. This end will be supported with pipe stands. So that's the plan. Let's get after it. It's always a good idea to double check measurements. The customer may have marked these and thought that they were doing you a favor. But if their marks are off and you just go off their marks and trust them, you can set yourself up for failure sometimes. So you want to make sure that you take your own measurements, rely on yourself. So I'm just going to wipe their marks off and go off of my own. Plus, where I am cutting this with a torch and going all the way around, I like to wrap my corners. Okay, and their mark was 1/8 of an inch off. I don't know that that would have mattered that much, but I like to be as close to perfect as possible. You'll know that your marks were good if when you get to the last line, if they meet up with the other one. Looks like we've done okay. So this side was also off 1/8 of an inch. So I guess if you're going to be wrong, be consistent. So that's all set. So now we'll go ahead, we'll bring the torch over and we'll start cutting this. We are going to make sure that we're rigged up before we cut. So we'll drag the torch over here. I'm going to grab a piece of plywood to put underneath it so I don't pop the concrete. We'll get set up, we'll start cutting. And I'm probably only going to cut 2 sides, top and then probably the inside. And then I'll roll it and I'll cut top and outside on both sides. So that's the plan. We're going to do that now. You know, this torch is basically brand new. I've always been a Victor fan, but I can tell you, I think this here is a stupid design. My other Victor torches don't have this. They're solid. They don't move. And it bugs me. Anybody else have that opinion? Okay, we're running our acetylene about 8 psi. Oxygen, we're running about 40. Torch tip is clean. We're running an aught size tip. Before I cut that, I want to get my reference measurement. 58 9/16. Son of a gun. I don't know who the fabricator was that built it, but they did good. 58 9/16 on both sides. I'm going to cut just on the inside of my mark. And go ahead and preheat this a little bit. It's kind of hard to start this cut on a corner because there's more mass there. So I'm going to go ahead and start it in the middle and work my way out. And I'm actually just inside of my mark a little bit. So I'm going to start here and then hit my mark and turn. Just for fun, let's see if I can start this on the corner. Okay, that wasn't too bad on the corner. Okay, now we'll roll it. All right, we've got our frame all rigged up here. We got the spreader chain on it. We've got 2 chokers on it. Let's go ahead and see if we can't roll it. All right, we got it all rigged up, supported by the pipe stands, supported by the sawhorse, so that's going to catch this end. The end that's going to fall is supported by the crane. So I'm going to cut that side out first, and then I'll come over here where this one's supported, so I don't have to sit and try to hold this and that. When this piece gives way, it's going to kind of swing out. So that's the plan. Let's give it a try. A little under pressure. Okay. Hey, it's loose. Here's the good news. Set this baby over here. Maybe swing it this way. I think there. Cut it like that. Done deal. Done deal. Now the fun part. Set it up on this sawhorse to where I can grind on it. All right, so I've got my end piece here tipped up so that I can get to this. I'm gonna go ahead and grind this, clean it up, both ends, and then I'm gonna put a 30-degree bevel on all of our joints. Once I get this all ground down, cleaned up, I'll give you guys a look. Then I'll pull a measurement once I get it set into place and make sure that it is in fact 24 inches shorter. We wrote down our measurement so we know what we need to be. So I'll grab a grinder and I'll get to grinding. We got our frame all cut here and beveled. Hopefully you can see that bevel on both sides. So when we slam that together, there should be a pretty good gap there. Pretty good V-groove. So we've beveled both sides all the way around. We're gonna weld this up with dual shield. It's 045 wire. Our cover gas is CO2. So I'm gonna grab some pieces of plate, some clamps. We'll pull this together. We'll get this clamped together and then I'll pull my measurement to make sure we're good on our size. It's possible that I may have to drive a wedge in there and separate it just a little bit just to get our measurement real nice. So let's drag the welder over here. We'll get our plates and clamps and everything set up and then show you guys what we got. All right, let's show you guys what we got here. Put the level on this to check to make sure that it is flat across the feet, which it is. Joints are tight on both sides. See, we got a good bevel there. I have also checked my measurement and it is good. So I'm feeling good about it. I still got to get the XMT over here. We're going to get it over here, plug it in, and start tacking. Let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and pull these clamps, get that last tack on it, on that outside corner that I can't get to because I got angle here. So I'm going to pull the clamps in the angle, get that last tack on it, and then once it's all tacked up, there's nothing left to do but weld it out. So we'll do that now. Hey. Goodness, we got a guest in the shop. Now that football season's over, we'll actually be able to see Bridger. You can get rid of these. Just go stack them over there. Put the stool away, put the torch away, put the plywood away. So I think the way I'm going to weld these out, I don't want to just run this one because I'm afraid it's going to pull it out of level, so then it won't be flat anymore. So I think what I'm going to do is trigger the sides and then I'll grind them out. But I'll be able, once I trigger the sides, then I'll run this one and I'll grind them out, flip it over, weld the other side, and then I'll be able to position it where I can weld these. So let's go to welding. All right, guys, we got that wrapped up. I'll grab the camera and show you guys close up of what we've done. I'm not gonna lay it down because I need to pick it with the forklift like this, set it back on the trailer so I can haul it back to the customer. So I'll show you guys what we got. Okay, so we got those all welded out. The top surface, you can see I made sure it was as smooth as possible because the cube is actually gonna sit on top of this. So we needed to make sure that that was flush. But it is done. All right, I think that's gonna wrap another one up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. Thanks again for watching. See you on the next one.